Well, joining us in studio are a couple of big heavy hitters of the corporate world, and they're looking amazing in these bright colours. Priyanka Sarkar, the Chief Strategy Officer at the Biori Management Consultancy Services, BMCS. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon.
The pleasure is all mine.
And we've also got Rekha Ramchandran, the Business and Communications Manager for BMCS. Thank you for coming in.
It's lovely being here.
Now, you're here because we're discussing this mall, Al Naeem Mall. I have to be honest, I thought, where's Al Naeem Mall? I haven't been there. Then I realised Ras Al Khaimah is where it is. One of the things about the malls is it's in the DNA. It's in our blood here in the UAE.
True that.
But Al Naeem Mall, what's different about Al Naeem Mall compared to other shopping malls?
Everything. Right from the way it's positioned. First of all, it's in the city of Ras Al Khaimah. It's one of the oldest malls of that city. It was built at a time when, we were all not so occupied with the glitz and the glamour of the retail world that you see now. So it used to be the favorite family destination mall of a laid-back city like Ras Al Khaimah. I think all of us who are living in this side of the world, which is Dubai and Abu Dhabi, we look forward to Ras Al Khaimah as our favorite staycay.
Yeah.
So yes, that made a perfect family destination spot, right, Rekha?
Absolutely.
And it was positioned, it's still positioned in the heart of the city. So it's kind of in the center of all the hotels around, all the other, I would say, commercial buildings around. So it kind of works as a perfect scape for people to come over, shop, indulge, splurge.
And have some fun.
So
when you're looking into, BMCS have now taken over Al Naeem Mall. How has it changed over those couple of years from that family-friendly mall? Are you looking for more of the tourists that are coming in from Europe that are staying at Rax Beaches? Are you looking for people to make a day trip from Dubai? What are some of the demographics that you're looking for?
Interesting question, and I think in one question you ended up asking quite a few together.
It's called a skills.
So do you want me to break my answer into parts?
Yeah, please. Who are you looking for to go shopping there?
Okay, so first of all, which I think is the question on demographics.
Yeah.
So the mall, 60% of the audience is local Arab Ras Al Khaimah families. The rest 40% consists of South Asians and Western expats. So it's a very clear demographic in terms of who the audience is. And the interesting part is that the local Arab families of RAK versus the local Arab families that you see in Dubai, there is a very big difference.
What's the difference?
They are very laid back. 2, very chilled out. 3, they are very price conscious, but that is synced with being value led. For them, value is not only proportional to price, value is also proportional to quality. So when they're looking for something cheap and cheerful, they're not just looking at buying it cheap and cheerful from an environment that looks cheap. They're looking at picking it up from an environment that is comfortable, that has a sense of elegance, that has a sense of belonging for them.
So there's a completely different shopping experience.
Yes, very.
It's a families in Dubai. Rekha, your role as the Business and Communications Manager.
Yes.
How hard is it to promote a new shopping centre? Because there's another shopping centre, you kind of just, your eyes roll over because it's Dubai. But does it need to be the biggest and the best and a Guinness World Record? You've got to do all these things?
I like that.
Actually, a very interesting question. But Ras Al Khaimah as a place, if you see, recently has really developed in terms of, its tourism, everything. And everything about RAK is very fresh. The energy is very new. The energy is very fresh. So when my role was discussed, what is very challenging and interesting at the same time is that what we are bringing into the mall is very new and very honest experiences. So, for example, recently when we had the Ramadan night souk, the night souk was all about the vendors who walked in, with the different food trucks.
True.
And the whole idea was about Ramadan, as we all know, is a month of giving.
Yeah.
So these food trucks were called in free of cost, and it was the entire family experience that they had, which has never happened in Ras Al Khaimah. And to be very honest, it was the only night souk that happened in Ras Al Khaimah at all. So in terms of challenges, yes, it's very challenging, but we don't have to be the biggest and the best. We just have to be honest.
What a good idea. I love food trucks. Who doesn't love the atmosphere of some food trucks when the weather's lovely?
Yeah,
that's a great opportunity. Now, one of the things you've done there recently, you held an art challenge for students. What happened here?
Yeah, I think, Rekha, you should explain this.
High school students? Was it?
It was school students.
Yeah.
So we had school students from grade 1 to grade 13. And it was a very surreal experience. We had about 1,000 artists who had come, eager parents, families, friends.
When you say eager,
and-
pushy
sorry?
parents?
No, very, very sweet parents.
Okay.
Very
But yes,
sweet, very, I think they're
Parents are
very
parents.
engaging,
Yeah.
very agile.
Okay.
Parents are parents at the
So,
end
so
of the
what,
day.
what was the brief you'd given the students?
So the theme of the competition was hope, courage, and compassion, and this was very important because
That's deep.
that was deep. But you should actually see the paintings to actually understand what the
Brilliant
children
is
actually
not the
come up
word.
with.
Wow.
Yeah, so when we say hope, courage, and compassion, we somewhere feel that, they would. So the grade 1 and to grade 4 was writing about the words. Even just writing those words, I think through the art challenge, what really came out was not the idea of competition, not the idea of, but how challenging this hope, courage, and compassion is in today's world. So I think the idea was to inculcate those values into them and not just say that, it's a competition and you need to come first and you need to really draw the best. So again, like I say, the idea is being very honest, right? And with kids, I think it really does wonders.
Who had the enviable task of trying to pick the winner?
Interesting you asked that question because the winners will be unveiled on the 20th of May,
Which is the
day-
grand opening, I believe.
Yes, the
Yes.
grand relaunch.
The
of
relaunch, I should say. Yes. So what's going to happen on May 20th? You're going to have, obviously, the announcement of, is there a first and second or an age
Yes,
group-based
yes.
prizes? How's it going to work?
Yes. In fact, we will have category-wise winners announced. We will have the Champions Trophy. We will have special profiles that would be handpicked by Young Times to be featured in their upcoming edition. We were also fortunate to have one of the prime schools that deals with kids of determination, which was the Sharjah Humanitarian Center and Services, as a part of the group, and we were fortunate enough to host those kids as well. And just to add to what Rekha shared, why the story was on hope, courage, and compassion, because somewhere down the line it has its own very integral meaning associated with the identity of Naeem as a mall. It's literally like a phoenix rise for that identity itself. So when we look at that, and when we looked at the whole International Family Month spirit with hope, courage, and compassion, we thought, why don't we integrate the two? And the result was beautiful.
Well, I like this because there's a sense of emotion, art,
Absolutely.
expression that's in a
Yes.
shopping centre rather than come and look at the biggest car park in the world.
Yes.
So you've got something a bit more substantial there. So
Absolutely.
congratulations. As we said,
Thank
that
you.
grand reopening for the mall is going to be happening on May the 20th. Do you each have a favourite store at the
Sorry?
stage? Favourite shop or a favourite store in the mall?
Honestly, I think we love everything about that place. It's not because we are sitting here talking about that place, but we would love you to actually take that walk with the family and friends. You will know why I'm saying that then.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
and you've got like the usual outlets. Where, I mean, I have to admit,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
apologise, I haven't been there.
Yeah.
So is it the usual where you
See,
can?
for starters, it's the only mall that is next to the harbour, which
Oh,
is open
great.
for public.
So you can be on the restaurant and
Yeah,
sit
and
outside
just-
by the water?
Yes, by the water. You can go kayaking. We have that option as well there, which is really cheap and cheerful.
Oh, that's great. That's so Dubai. I'll go kayaking, pick up a Gucci handbag, go to lunch and go home. That's great. So you've got all those features that are available.
Yes, and it has a lot of sunshine. It's very well laid. It's very well placed. In fact, the only mall in RAC which also has a Tesla charging unit.
Wow, if I had a Tesla, I'd be excited.
Just saying.
But
Time to buy one.
Yeah, I can be aspirational. Well, for the two of you, congratulations on your work.
Thank
And,
you.
it's something, as you said, there's heritage, there's legacy here, and you're providing something a little bit different that is unique for the market, but also provides a different destination for those in Dubai or the UAE who want to be down there. So Al Naeem Mall, Ras Al Khaimah, the grand reopening of the mall is on May the 20th. We will have the winners of those art challenge, and again, it was hope, courage, conviction.
Compassion.
Compassion.
Yes.
Hope, courage, and
Yes,
compassion.
you also need conviction. I agree.
Well, yeah, maybe we can do that next year, HCCC or something. So to Priyanka Sarkar, the Chief Strategy Officer, and Rekha Ramchandran from the Biori Management Consulting Services Group. You guys, I thought you guys were going to be bankers, but you actually been a lot of fun when I heard consultants. So thank you for coming in.
Why did you think we would
Well,
be
I
bankers?
always think of consultancy services like Boston Consulting
Oh,
or something,
no. No,
that you
no,
come in
no.
and just you slash
See, when
everyone's
it's-
wages and get out of here.
I don't know. I mean, when it comes to retail, I think it's always important. Rather, it makes a lot more sense when you pick up people who are from that industry, product led, design led, because then what we bring in even as a group, what we bring in is we bring in the emotional intelligence into the business acumen, which is a very important aspect.
That's very
because
deep.
we are on a journey to build a brand which makes sense business-wise and also as an identity.
Sold. I'm sold already.
That's where BMCS comes in.
I love it.
So whenever you need us next, you know where to come.
Yeah, I might need you more than sooner than I think. If you want to be down there, Al Naeem Mall, as we said, that grand opening is going to be on May the 20th. To the two of you, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
It was
It was a
lovely
pleasure.
talking to you.
TSB, Talk Sport Business on Talk 100.